hello. Trying to test the mic here, see if you guys can hear me. Alright, so I think we're good to go. So, of course, this is the first stream. I don't know if you guys are watching. It's really basically just a test stream for me, really, anyway. Because I wasn't going to stream until, like, later next week, but I couldn't sleep. And it's like freaking 4:30 in the morning, so I was like, what the heck? Let's just go ahead and put something on the channel. So, what we're going to do is just do a quick flight, which I think if I pull my VA's ACARS up and take a look at it, this flight is about an hour and a half, so probably get there a little early. Hopefully we get there early, so then it's not really an hour and a half. And before we get started, let's go ahead and even connect to VATSIM, even though nobody's on VATSIM. It's just going to help me get some stats and all that stuff. So, even though you guys can see all of this, if vPilot ever loads, we can go ahead and get started. Not for the BS. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and connect. Boom. Got that done. Alright. Cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull SimBrief up as well. A lot of this stuff you guys aren't going to be able to see me do because I'm doing all this stuff on my multiple tablets that I have on my setups. That's how I look at my charts and all that stuff. That's how I look at my SimBrief and how I control my overhead and how I control the FMC. So I apologize, but I will use the mouse and pan around the cockpit and all that stuff like that here and there so you guys can see that stuff going on. I'm just putting up SimBrief so I can look at the flight plan again and look at the NOTAMs and stuff for the airports. And to be honest, I'm a fool because I didn't even file my stupid flight plan on VATSIM, so probably should do that, before we start flying on VATSIM, just in case somebody does come on. I doubt it that they will, but just in case, we're going to file it. Hope you guys are having a great start to the year. As always, the first month went by like that in the blink of an eye. Now we got Valentine's Day coming up. I really don't celebrate Valentine's Day because it's, to me, just another day that all those retailers and product makers create it just so you can spend some more money, alright? Can't say that, you know, I don't like celebrate it, because I probably am going to go and get my daughter and son something, but it's not going to be like too much. Alright, let's get this filed on VATSIM because we are running behind already. Anyway, need to be out of here by 1740 Zulu, so that's 12:40 p.m. Come on. Make sure this is the right one. Yes, it is. Alright, cool. Let's file that. And we are filed for VATSIM, finally. Alright. Cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I did do some stuff already. I did get our IRSs aligned. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and oops, wrong page. Alright. Go ahead and make sure, because we did start from code and dark. We're going to go ahead and go down here. Do our fire tests. I'm having a feeling that we're going to be late because we have less than 20 minutes now to do this thing. Alright, cool. There are the lights on the fire test. Shouldn't get any alarms on that fire test because we don't have everything set up just yet. Alright, all the ground connections are good. The chocks are set. The ground power is connected, of course. That's how we are running. Got our IRS is aligned. Counting power's on. The emergency lights, which we do need to turn on. That's where we're going to start at. Cool. Got our lights as desired. All the taxi lights and lane lights are off. We'll go ahead and put those lights on because we're going to try to jet out of here. Let everybody know that we are getting ready to go here in a few minutes, so we turn those position. Lights on. We go steady on those, of course, since we're at the gate. Let's go down to our CDU. I'll let you guys see that since I'm using the tablet. Let's see here. We're going to go to payload first. And we're going to have a total of 129 packs. Port cargo is gonna be 4163. We're just gonna do 4163 in the aft as well, since our total is 8226. So we're gonna split that up. All right, that's good. Do it the quick way here instead of calling the fuel truck and all that stuff like that. We do that on another stream. We got some time. We're not crunched for time to get out of here. So we need to take a total of 16,200 pounds of fuel. Gives us a grand total gross weight of 142.2, so 142,000 pounds, 200. Pop that in there. I tried to get the weights as close as I could by looking at PMDG and SimBrief's weights, and then getting some help from the guys at the VA that I fly with. And everything that I got it within 200 pounds of or like the weights and stuff like that, and the fuel and all that stuff like that. So I'm not tripping too much that it, you know, it said 16.4, but I got 16.2. I'm not going to trip on that. Reserves, looking at 6.5. Cost index is going to be 40. Oops. Alright. Says we can go up to 31.8, but we're actually going up to flight level 280. So that is more than doable. Winds, we're looking at 253 at 126. Alright. Do a flats 5s before I trim 5.46, and to give the aircraft its best performance, we're going to go 0/0. So
VS mode.
before we get our speeds and everything like that, we're going to go to our departure, which probably should have did before I did all that, but hey, it is what it is. Runway 1 out of here to arrivals. Coming in on 28 left. Let's see, yep. That is a trans over to that. 28 left, we'll take the ILS. Then I have to look at the charts again for that. What I got written down is not what's matching the FMC, but we'll look at the legs as well to see what they say. Let's go back to the initial reference page. Go back to the takeoff. Alright, so we got 5.46 for the trim, which we will set here in a minute. Then V1, 134, VR is going to be 136, and V2 is 147. Alright. go ahead and get all of that activated. 147. Let you guys see that, I guess, too, because I don't use the mouse. Use the Logitech stuff. Alright. And since nobody is actually on
mode.
Vatson right now, we're just going to go up to our cruise once we get out of here. We'll fly up to 10,000 feet and then give it over to the autopilot. We'll check out legs before we push back out of here. All right. Cool. Got 3. And I was actually wrong, you know, when I said that those wouldn't illuminate earlier. They would have, because I did the set that I already needed to do, so that was on me. But anyway, we tested our leading edge devices. We got the reverse lights off. The EEC lights are on. We will go ahead and test the crew oxygen over here on our left. Good to go. Alright. See, we do them these tests. Cool. 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 Alright. The Mach airspeed and the star warnings are good. Do a match of light test right quick. Alright, let's go ahead and turn the yaw damper on. And looking at the overhead now, even though I said, I'm sorry guys, like I said, I'm not using this. I'm using the tablet, but alright, looking up at overhead, nav and displays are normal, auto, and normal. And we will go ahead and turn on one fuel pump right now. Go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign to on. Alright, and get our window heats going. Go ahead and turn our B's on, our pumps, and our A's will stay off for now. We'll turn the A's on once we get those engines started. This is Southwest procedures that my VA uses, and one of the guys that we have at the VA that I've talked about in previous videos, he had a older video on his old channel. He now has a new channel, but this is where I got all this, like these checklists and all this stuff like that I go through, all these procedures and stuff like that. Alright, now we will have to come over here because I'm going to need to see pressurization panel here, and Gonna turn it up to 28 so we don't get that altitude alarm, because that thing's annoying. I've gotten it before because I forgot to do that. Alright, we're not gonna worry about getting clearance and nothing like that because there's nobody on. But looking at the charts here and knowing that we're going to depart from runway 1, we're probably just going to push the tail right, nose left, and go down Alpha, cross 4 to Juliet, so it's not going to be it's not going to be a long taxi at all. Alright, we got all that stuff done for the CDU. Alright, so let's come back down and let's go ahead and actually start the APU here. We're going to come back down here, reset our fuel. Not going to have nothing in the center tanks. Go ahead and do this. Make sure you got those horns going off. Come down here, let's do a TCAS test right quick. And hopefully we pass it, right?
TCAS test pass.
Cool. Let's now do our EGPWS test. Hold that for about 5 seconds, let it go through its full cycle.
Light slow.
While that's happening, our APU is ready.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear. Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
Go ahead and get the buses going. APU. Gens on. We got good voltage up there on the overhead. Alright, so the position lights are on and collision lights are on. Make sure all the doors are closed, which they should be. Alright, cool. I think we're ready to rock out of here. So let's go ahead and request the pushback. I really don't like the pushback that it does because it always crosses like on the grass and stuff like that. Like, I don't know if I'm not using it correctly or what it is, but I'm not interested in getting like those that better pushback stuff. I'm not going to get that. And GSU I'm thinking about getting, but I'm waiting for them to fix some more bugs before we do that. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get our pushback going on here.
We've been cleared for push and start, tail to the right.
And we're going to need to move our position because I moved us earlier. Alright. Looking good. Let's go ahead and release the parking brakes.
Brakes released. Brakes released. Here we go.
I was going to give number 1, or excuse me, number 2. Let's go to 25%. Then we're introduce some fuel. There we go. I really gotta watch these guys because they do not like to turn the aircraft. Like they'll just back you up like he's doing right now. Alright, cut back on number 2. Let's go to number 1. We're going to stop this pushback as well because they're not doing nothing for us. Go ahead and set our parking brake again. Go ahead and introduce that fuel. And need to set that trim. Cut back on number 1. APE coming off. APE bleed off. Alright, auto brake to RTO. Going to turn on our taxi lights. Pretty sure I'm missing something, but that is alright. We will figure it out. Alright, so our tax is going to change here now. We're going to have to take a little bit of Kilo on the Papa, Charlie out. Charlie
cross 4 to Juliet.
Set our flaps. Oh my goodness. Maybe we made a boo-boo. Alright, let's try this again. So it's taken me forever to actually get MSFS, because when I first got it on this computer, the computer really didn't like the game, or it was because I got the game like the day, well actually like a week after its release. So they still had a lot of problems, you know, with people downloading the game and stuff like that. So I guess the game was just too much at the time for the computer. So, you know, I uninstalled it and just got it back sometime last year. And cross 4 right now to runway 1. We'll hold short. But I just got the game last year sometime, and it's doing darn good. Computer is actually loving it. Alright, we are going to go all lights on, flaps are 5, green light, RTO, and we're going to go ahead and change TCAS since we're getting in the air. I don't know if it's just me or if you guys have this problem too, but it's kind of hard to see the flight directors. Let's go. Make sure you don't have that configuration horn, which we don't, so that's good.
I did have views I have views set up, but they are conflicting with some other key bindings that are in the game itself. So I'm going to have to go into the sim and look at those bindings, because when I press them, it makes the aircraft bank. So I'm guessing that Scotola there we go. It's messing with the aircraft. So if I go into the sim settings and see what it is, I'm guessing it's probably like the yaw or something.
V1.
That's V1. Let's rotate. Easy.
Positive rate of climb.
Let's go gear up. Go flaps 1. There's that flight director. Try to get on that.
Bank angle.
No, too much bank there. Skill flaps up. Try to find it, flight director. A little bit too high. That's why I hate the HUD sometimes, 'cause I focus on that instead of focusing on where I need to focus on. Try to get back on course here, because we are off. Try to get a better view of that. Alright, so we're almost back on the line. Our climb is going good, it's just we're not on the path, so we're almost at 10,000, so can end up giving it over to autopilot here in a minute.
I do not fly out of Reagan that often at all. Alright, so let's go ahead and give it to the autopilot. Let it do its thing. So I'm pretty sure most of you guys seen the exciting news in the sim community about the A380. Now, if anybody watching this stream, I know I'm about to set off some fireworks and start an argument, but you know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Boeing person. I love Boeings. Now, Boeing wasn't the first jet that I ever, or commercial jet that I ever flew on. But when we're talking about, you know, Boeing and Airbus, Boeing was the first one that I flew on. Now, I've flown on both of them, but I've flown on more Boeings than I did Airbus. To be honest, I really think I only flew on like 2 Airbuses. And I think there was like a 319 and then a 320. That was going into Memphis and then coming out of Memphis and going to Nashville. That was back when like NWA was around. But now back to the A380 by fly-by-wire. It's gonna be a freeware. Who really doesn't pass up a freeware? Now the video, like the preview, the teasers that I've seen, it's amazing. It really does look amazing, and the time and effort that they put into that says a lot. About how much they care about things that they're putting out, no matter if it's freeware or payware. And it also shows, you know, their dedication to the community, because we all know for our Sims to look the way they do, especially back in like the X-Plane 11 and, you know, FSX, and I'm not going to really say Prepare 3D because I didn't pay attention to Prepare 3D. I never played it. I didn't have no interest in playing it. I haven't even played X-Plane before. I've always been a Microsoft guy, but I do watch, you know, videos of X-Plane. But back when X-Plane 11 was out, back when FSX was out, and like they were the main Sims, all of the money that, you know, we spent to make our Sims look as good as we could, it came from all these devs, all these third parties. And for them to release something like this for free, mind you, it shows a lot about them, you know. Whoa, that was a big turbulent, big push there. Let's go ahead and go standard.
we're over speeding, but the aircraft should get it in a minute. There it goes. I think because that big push, and then I think the sim froze for a minute. But anyway, will I fly that aircraft? I may fly it once or twice. You know, I'm not a big Airbus person. You know, if I had to choose between flying the Airbus and like a CRJ or ERJ, what do we got? I know what we didn't do. So much for looking like an idiot on the first stream setting up the aircraft because I completely forgot about the damn packs. So that alarm is going to go off for a while. I'm looking at the overhead now just to make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. This isn't the first time I forgot about those damn packs. And I guarantee it's not going to be the last time. Altitude is set. Fire the packs. Yeah. Hopefully it stops soon because I did this crap the other day. sucks.
Alright, well, I'm not gonna make you guys listen to that crap, so I'm gonna turn the desktop audio off until it turns off on my end, and then I'll turn it back on so you guys can hear the aircraft. But back to the A380. Like I said, I'm gonna fly that plane, but and nothing that I'm saying is to be taken in the wrong way or ill way. I'm simply stating that I'm just not into Airbus aircraft. You know, if I had my choice, you know, of flying an Airbus, a CRJ or a ERJ, well, I'm going to take one of those regional jets and fly it. I guess that's just how much I'm not into Airbus. But I think what they have created, what we've seen so far, it's beautiful, and I'm pretty sure it's going to flood that sim once they release it, and everybody's gonna want to fly that thing. But from what I've seen, they've done a great job, an awesome job with it. Now, looking at one of the streams that Robert from PMDG did, one of the streams that Robert from PMDG did, they well, actually no, not PMDG. Looking at Microsoft Flight Sim stream and looking at their developers and stuff like that, they are going to be having an Antonov aircraft coming to the platform, and that's going to be pretty darn exciting. Now that, yeah, I'm going to fly that as well. Now that's going to be a payware. So when they were doing their stream and they were talking about the aircraft, they did a little teaser trailer, and then they had one of the guys that was involved in it, had him come on, and he was demonstrating some stuff on the aircraft, and they've modeled a lot of great things. They've put in actual cargo that you can choose from to transport. You know, watching the nose, you know, rise, and then the deck unfold. It's pretty cool. It's interesting, and that flight deck is huge. And they was able to get with the pilot, and that's how they were able to get this aircraft made and start the process of getting into the sim. And all the profit and stuff, they're gonna actually be helping rebuild the badly damaged Antonov. So that's gonna be pretty cool. And that's how they kind of came to, you know, an agreement. You know, hey, give us, you know, this information on your aircraft. Let's look at it, and this is what we're gonna do for you.
So all they're waiting for right now, is kind of to finish all the paperwork and all those contracts and stuff like that they got to sign. So
That's gonna be pretty cool. That's gonna be thrown into the sim. And of course the 900, excuse me, the 900 just came out from PMDG. I'll be picking that up in a couple days. Probably do some United flights with that and stop boring the channel with Southwest flights, because that's all I've had on the channel. And start looking at our descent. Let's see, looking at from the top of descent says 124 from it, but let's look at our chart here. Let's see if I can pull it up for you guys on here so you can see what I'm looking at as well. Oh my goodness, I gotta do all this crap. Alright, should be good to go. Alright, doing the ILS for 28 left, but look at this chart as well. Our route will start here. And whatever that waypoint is really called, Brutus, whatever it is, we'll take that and actually go down to this X-ray Alpha Victor Yankee Robert, and then we should turn inbound to Remy here to land on 28 left. And we're going to go into our legs. And we actually do have that. In the legs, so that's good. Go ahead and take our runway and go into our fixed page, and we're going to put a 15-mile ring around the runway, do a 5-mile ring around the runway, and then do a 3-mile ring around the runway as well. So we know how far we're out. Kind of helps you with your flaps as well, and making sure you're set up for final. Then we pull the to a left chart up as well, so we can
get all of our information for the ILS. So we have pre-programmed that 111.75. The course is going to be 281.
VS mode.
It's so freaking lovely having panels. I'm not even gonna lie.
VS mode.
Don't have to mess with the mouse, keyboard, nothing. Alright, so final approach fit is going to be 2300. We're doing the ILS, we can go down to 1015. And of course, we're going to have to set that, which really sucks. I hate having to set this barrel. It takes so freaking long to get to where you need to be. That's why I really need to get that EFIS panel from I think it's CP Flight. But that little panel costs like $200. So and then you gotta deal with that, like zooming in and stuff. Just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. But I'm not even gonna lie, this isn't bad because when I fly to Denver, oh my goodness. That's like the #1 reason I hate flying to Denver. Because you gotta set this thing like all the way up to like 5,000, which takes forever. So I am grateful that it's not as high as Denver is. So I guess we're lucky. Then I got, it's gonna be this is the second to final leg for this trip. It was a 2-day trip that I booked, and once we get to Columbus, we are going to go from Columbus back to base, which is now Midway, because that's where I'm based out of. It used to be Houston Hobby, but kind of got tired of being in Houston, so pick Midway. Get some different routes as well. Still got some international routes too, so I'm really wanting to go to like Hawaii, but those routes are like I think out of Los Angeles and some other place, but I forgot. But I'm definitely not going to switch crew bases to Los Angeles. I'm definitely not going to do that because I hate flying to Los Angeles too. Don't ask me why, I just do. Alright, cool. We got that set. Then go ahead and get rid of that. Get our brake to 2. Come back on our FMC here, and we do a flaps 30 landing. So that is going to be 145 plus 5 if the winds are cooperating with us.
So it'll be about 150 landing speed for us. And I'll take a look at the winds in a minute. We're going to go ahead and let the aircraft know that
Alt mode.
give the aircraft permission to descend once it gets to its top of descent. Alright. Got a headwind that we're fighting. Coming right at the nose. But Sim Update 12 is coming too, along with a world update. I forgot where it is. I want to say it's New Zealand, but I kind of forgot. I forgot to start packets too, because we could have used that, but use that next time. Like I said, this is the first stream, a test stream. I really wasn't ready to stream, but like I said, I couldn't sleep, and I was like, "What the heck? Let's just stream. Why not?" I'm really waiting on the green screen so I can actually use my camera, because the background that I have ain't too hot. It's ugly, so I'm not using a camera right now. Look at that contrail. I knew I did something. Do not do that. There we go. Alright. Before you hit a button on the stupid keyboard, start putting the flaps up. But that ain't good. There's that traffic. Looks like he's 2,000 but above us, so good separation. So that headwind is kicking our butts. It looks like we're crabbing. Well, I think we're also going to do a Alaska Airlines flight to since it's February and Black History Month. We're going to fly their plane
I gotta look up that information for that plane too, because I forgot the proper name for that livery that they have. That they came out with during COVID. But we're gonna fly that and do a Black History celebration stream. And everything looks to be going pretty good. Still got some distance until top of descent, so. No, the freaking fast flush would freaking cooperate with me. I could get into A&P school, get my A&P license, so I can become an aircraft mechanic. That's what I'm kind of gearing towards now. But having to pay $800 something every semester isn't gonna happen. That's a lot of freaking money that I just don't have to spend. So trying to come up with some alternatives, see what we could do, or see what I can do, so I can get back into school and get that done. The school that I was going to go to, I did we had everything set up, and we were doing orientation and everything. And then the financial aid lady spoke with all of us one-on-one, and then did emailed us and stuff like that. That's how I found out that I was going to have to pay, $800 something every semester. And that school is like a year and a half, so that's a lot of money. So I was like, well, guess I'm not going to school right now then. But that's okay. Still got plenty of time left in life, and I'm working towards it. I'm going to get it done. I strongly believe in, if you do something that you love, you never work a day in your life. And aviation is definitely one of my passions. So I will enjoy doing something like that. You really never know how you're going to enjoy something until you start actually doing it. But I just have a good feeling about it because it's part of the career that I have a passion for, or the profession that I have a passion for. So I definitely think I would enjoy it. I've met some other goals. Being in a form of law enforcement, then being in the fire service, because I was in corrections as a corrections officer, and then went to be a deputy jailer. Did some armed security for a while, and I was a volunteer firefighter for 7 years, doing all of that at the same time. And I guess you could say I was on EMS a little bit because I did some EMS stuff too. I should have just got my EMT license when I was on the FD, but I didn't. But I definitely could have. But I did get my EMR while I was there. Step above first aid, step below EMT.
Top of the sentence coming up. We can go ahead and follow the FMC and let it know that we be between 10,000 and 17,000. I like to be as low as I can to make sure that we get set up as soon as we can for final. Alright, there's that right turn. Really waiting for, as is everybody else, waiting for PMDG to put that EFB out. And when I was watching the stream with Robert and another guy, that I guess does like podcasts, stuff like that, Robert was basically saying that they're waiting on, a Sorbo, to open some stuff up, release some stuff, so then their EFB can work in the sim. And it kind of does make you wonder, well, like if fly-by-wire and, with their Airbus and then the Mad Dog, if they both was able to put their EFBs into the sim, why did you just not put yours into the sim? Because I'm pretty sure they probably know how those two companies did it. But I think he was saying that they didn't, basically they didn't want to go that route because like X, Y, and Z. Can't remember everything he said, but the gist of it was that they didn't really want to go the route of like the other EFBs. They wanted to wait for a Servo to open up stuff and release some stuff, and they're still working close with a Servo, so they can release their EFB. So I mean, it's coming. It's just taking a while, but hopefully it's gonna be pretty good for us having to wait this long. And one thing I wish PMDG would, simulate, because fly-by-wire did it. And even though I say I don't, really like Airbus or interested in Airbus, I will say fly-by-wire's Airbus is pretty damn good. They simulated that and all the functions and the buttons. They did a pretty damn good job. And they did something that PMDG doesn't even do, which is simulate the cockpit windows opening. And I've never been able to wrap my head around why PMDG does not
do that. Why they don't simulate the cockpit windows opening, so you can hear all those ambient sounds. You can hear the engine spooling down, and maybe hear the APE spooling up. You know, it just brings more realism and puts you more into the sim. You know, to have those small things, but it is what it is. I enjoy PMDG's products, especially the 7.3. It's my favorite plane to fly. Even though I gotta say I love the flying pencil, as everybody calls it, 7.5. But I'm gonna have to put a link in the description after the stream is over, so you guys can go watch that podcast, because, or interview, whatever you want to call it, because he was talking about some pretty good things and what they have in the pipeline and what's going to be coming and stuff like that. So I think it'd be a interesting thing to watch. Those guys talked for a long time. I think that went for like 3 or 4 hours. So they talked about a lot of stuff. Hopefully we get down in time. I think we're doing pretty good. Because what we need to be at for this waypoint coming up, the highest we can be is 17,000, the lowest is 10,000. So we're approaching 17 right now, so we're doing pretty good, I think. But the reason I like to go as low as I can, because if you look at the FMC here, if we would have stayed at 17,000, we would have to lose 10,000 feet, or a little less than 10,000 feet by the time we get to the next waypoint. But going to 10,000 now, we're going to have to lose like, what, 2,000 and something feet now? So that's why I like going as low as I can, according to the charts. I know everybody always says it, but I gotta say it too. It just looks so beautiful up here. You know, when Microsoft first came out, you know, and they showed us all those previews and all the teasers and stuff like that, looking at the scenery and stuff, you know, at first I was thinking, well, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of eye candy in here, but for us that fly airliners, well, we always high, you know. We're high and fast, right? So to see all of that beautiful scenery, you gotta be low and slow. But even being high and looking at things, it looks beautiful. And then going into certain airports on final, it just blows your mind. looking at the nav display, it looks like we're going to be just a little off for getting to 10,000 at this waypoint here. But that's okay, because we'll still be in the margin that we need to be in for that waypoint. And all the lights are on because Southwest turns all the lights back on at 18,000. I know a lot of other airlines turn them off, turn them on at 10,000. Oh, let's look at my ACARS, see how long we got left. Says 7 minutes to destination, so not too far out. Probably gonna be just a little bit more. In 7 minutes, but that's okay. Alright, 1,000 to go. Go ahead and let the aircraft know we can descend to 5,000 now. That's going to be our next. Give the aircraft permission to do that. I don't even know why I'm doing this. You know, it's almost 6 now, and I gotta be at work at 11. That's great. But that's what happens when you can't sleep, huh? My sleep pattern's all over the place. It's always going out of whack. Like I'll get back on a good sleep schedule to where I actually go to sleep at night and then wake up in the morning, like, you know, between 7 and 9. But it hasn't been like that for a while now. And it's been like that for a long time, like going back and forth because of working in corrections and, you know, armed security, and then you know, the fire department, you know, because the fire department I was on, we were 100% volunteer, so we wasn't paid, so we were on call, if you want to call it that, 24/7, 365. So if we got a call and we were available to go, then, you know, we went, we responded. And then in corrections, one prison I worked at, I worked the night shift, or no, the day shift. And then the next 2 prisons, actually no, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm right. First prison was day shift, and the next 2 prisons were night shift. And one of those prisons were 8-hour shifts. Then the next prison was 12-hour shifts. And then at that one, which I think that one was the one that I enjoyed the most working at. Yeah, I'm crazy. I mean, you enjoy working at a prison. But anyway, I would usually end up working at 16 because I would stay over for 4 hours because they could mandate you to stay, like, because we worked a 2-2-3 schedule, so 2 on, 2 off, 3 on, 2 off, 2 on, 3 off, and then it would start over again. So every other day that you worked, they could make you stay over, so you just had to learn how to play the system. So if I knew I had my 3-day weekend coming up, what I would do, the Wednesday night that I came in, I would stay over an additional 4 hours that Thursday morning, and then that Thursday night when I go in and get off that Friday morning, they couldn't make me stay, or I would volunteer to stay if I wanted to. But you gotta know how to play the system sometimes. But that was crazy hours. Then I had to drive an hour there and then an hour back home, so that made days long. And then security was back and forth too, like working day shift and night shift, so all that kind of crazy. So my sleep schedule is jacked up. Alright, approaching that 15-mile nautical, or 15 nautical mile ring. Still descending to 5,000. Got 1,000 to go. We're just a little fast too. About 30 knots fast. So hopefully the aircraft will lose that speed here in a second. Need to be at 210 on the speed. Alright, cool. The aircraft has got down to that speed, and we have already set 4,000 to let the aircraft know it has permission to go down to that altitude. In that 15-mile nautical ring as well, we're going to help the aircraft out here in a second to lose some more speed by putting flaps 5 out.
Once we get to this next waypoint, we're gonna put those flaps out. Yes, I know drag is required. I'm already giving it to you. Chill out. Relax. Got approach mode going. Thousand to go. Got on 23. Let's go 515. And gear down. Get our hood out. We're gonna take over the aircraft.
1,000.
We got the speed. Got some wind coming from the east, going to the west. So we got a crosswind. A little slow, get that speed back in there. High.
Minimums. 100. 50. 30. 10.
Watch out. Bounce, bounce. Oh my goodness.
Take this next taxiway. Stow the reversers. Alright, we'll hold short here. Let's go ahead and start the APU. We're going to Alpha 3. Look at our charts and bring it up for you guys. I keep using Alpha 3. Okay. Keep using my tablet. I'm so used to doing that, but I know you guys can't see it when I do that, so. Alright. Anyway, Alpha 3 is going to be right here. That's where we're going. Right now, looks like we need to go Charlie 7 to Charlie. And Delta 3. Alright, so let's turn these landing lights off. Turn our strobes off. Go steady. Make sure our flaps come back up. Turn auto brake off. Let's get moving. APU is ready. We're turning the APU on just before we get to the gate. Give it that time to warm up. Kind of jack that up. Totally missed that turn. It just did some jank stuff, but be alright. Alright, so we go down Charlie here and get to Delta 3. Slow it down just a little bit. Once we hit Delta 3, we'll turn on, get that APU going, because it would have been 3 minutes. Alright, the next one on the left should be Delta 3. Doing a Southwest taxi. Most of y'all should know what that is. Alright, let's take a quick look. Again, make sure we get on the right gate or close enough to it. So like we enter Delta 3, it should be straight ahead. So we go we can find a gate. The question is it modeled correctly? It's probably gonna take that gate right there, right? Unless you want us, buddy. You want us? I'm all about teamwork. You want us? We'll take it. Alright, APU's on. I can move around the cockpit. Gonna shut down number 1, shut down number 2. Go into the F&C here. Make sure we got those chalks going. Get some ground power, we're going to request that. Thing. Alright, we're going to request maintenance man so they can come do their thing. Let's go ahead and do some portable water. I don't know why I keep pressing that crap. And as usual, as you guys have seen in other people's videos, the freaking jetways are screwed up. That's really the only reason I would get GSX, to fix the jetways, to get the pushback. But it is what it is. Alright, let's go over here. We shut off the fuel pumps. Make sure all the lights are shut off. Y'all damper can come off while the window heat can come off. Ground power is available, so we'll switch to that. And get that APU turned off. Alright. See those trucks here, they probably already left. Because it took so long. Not. They're still here. A little bit. Probably about to leave though. See, that jetway is screwed up because it wants you to park right there, but yet, I mean, we could have took that parking spot too, but it is what it is. Wasn't paying attention, didn't see that line. Anyways. Hope you guys enjoyed the first stream. Whenever you watch it, like I said, it was a test run just to see how it performs. Make sure I had everything set up. The next one that we will do will be sometime next week. It won't be at this time, I guarantee you that. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here and get this PyRep filed, get it approved, which it is. Awesome. Got one leg to go, which is back home to base, and I cannot wait. Like that old Delta's getting ready to be pushed back. Like I say, guys, I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys on the next stream.